Yes, my people, peace, love, and prosperity. No, it's a way B, but this video, I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it. I might call this video "When You Meet Your Idols" or "When You Meet People You Look Up To." Maybe it's not the vibe or something along those lines. But obviously, bringing my thoughts to YouTube. What I really wanted to kind of highlight, I guess, in this video is just what is something that I think a lot of people go through, and it's basically wanting and feeling the need for acceptance in a social setting, in a community, in a group, friends, peers, as well as maybe meeting people that you look up to, and then getting a vibe or connection with them. So I'll start by saying, obviously, as human beings, I feel like we're slyly designed, or we've been designed, but then I think a large proportion of that, if I stand corrected, has been that we've been programmed to be accepted, or to long for acceptance into respective groups that we're in, whether that's like your social group, your religious group, your business group. If you're in a church, you want your pastor to kind of hold you in high esteem, and you want to be recognized. If you're a Muslim, then I'm guessing it's the imam. If it's a business, you want your boss to kind of look at you as a good employee and maybe promote you. If it's school, you want your teacher to kind of like you as a student and give you good marks and be seen to be, paying attention and taking the lessons in. Same as uni, you want your professor to kind of take a liking to you. It's just the way that the fabric of society has been woven, I'm guessing. But I'll put it down to a scenario, which is I remember being on, I think it might have been when I was on Twitter. A person I was working with at the time was like, yo, there's this thing called Instagram, it's out, you need to get on it. And me, I'm kind of, sometimes I'm ahead of the curve, but sometimes I literally can't be bothered. It seems like every week there's a new thing. And so at the time I was kind of reluctant and a bit hesitant, but there was there's this thing called Instagram, all the celebrities are on it, you get to post photos, it's the new thing, you need to be on there. That's what the person I was working with at the time was kind of screaming, get on there, network, do this, do that, and the third. So I eventually checked it out, and I eventually made an Instagram account, and lo and behold, when I get on there, I start to kind of figure out how the program works, because it's very different to how Twitter was, and I just kind of was getting used to Twitter at the time, which is now called X. But I remember getting to grips with Twitter and then thinking, right, now I've got to figure out this Instagram thing. I'm looking at it, you post photos, I'm seeing nice hashtags, it's this, it's that. All right, cool. So then I'll start to see, there's this thing called a verified tick. And then I'm noticing that people are either on the quest to get verified, or they are eager to get as many verified people with the blue tick following them as well. So it's a bit of both. So I was I kind of sussed what the social game was, because obviously I've got an understanding that all of these apps and everything, they're all designed with an algorithm and a kind of, not only a social construct, but also a mental construct, to kind of get the endorphins and all the chemicals going in the body, and you're kind of chasing these highs. So I kind of saw that the highs was obviously the likes, the comments and how quickly you could get the likes and the comments within a certain amount of time, the hashtags, and how that would, like, at the time, push your picture out to different feeds. But then the biggest attainment was, like, can you get verified? Can you get that blue tick next to your name? And how many blue tick accounts do you have in your follow group? Because then I'm guessing they've designed it as to say, you know, the more social proof that you have kind of pushes you up on the rankings and your like notoriety on the actual app itself. You know, like, people come on there and they see you've got a blue tick, and you've got other people with blue ticks following you, then you must be a well-esteemed person, you know. So I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, this is just so, like, for me, it's played out, because it's like, man's a guy, innit? Like, regardless of whether there's a blue tick or not. And I'll be honest, I've never had a blue tick on Instagram. I got into it when a few people who was doing PR was kind of explaining that if you want to get a blue tick, it basically boils down to the amount of press that you have, and, like, the articles, the links, and then, you know, like, and then there was some people who were kind of like taking backhanders who had access to the Meta portal at the time, which basically means that you could give that someone a backhander, they would kind of rustle you up some press if you didn't have any, and then they would kind of use their code to access the Meta portal, and then they would verify your account. So I got quoted prices from like 1,500 all the way up to like 6-7 grand, people was telling me at the time. And I just thought to myself, yeah, I could pay for it, and I could, like, do you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be, but I just didn't care. I didn't care to get one. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, when you start looking at it, I thought, okay, they just kind of give them to you if you've done X, Y, and Z, but then now you need to go for a person that's got access to the Meta portal, or you need to be in cahoots with someone that is actually over there at the Facebook or Meta thing. And I just thought, you know what, it's too much hassle for what it's actually worth, that for me to care that much about it. Do you know what I mean? So I just didn't care. But then I remember being in that period of time, and obviously I'm getting blue tick accounts following me and whatnot, and it started to affect me in a way where I like to speak my mind. Do you know what I mean? But then, because the music game is very, very temperamental, volatile, all of these things, it made me think, oh, I've got these people following me now, so I don't want to post anything that may seem too opinionated, or, do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, because I was slightly trapped for a second, where it was like, well, if I post this and this person doesn't agree with my opinion, then they might unfollow me, and then So now what you've got is you're in a mental prison where you're on this app, you want to kind of like elevate, because this is the thing that everyone's talking about, this is the thing that everyone's using. You're trying to use this to kind of like further your business, further leads, networking, all of that type of stuff. But now it's kind of restricting the real you, because the real you is now thinking, oh, but what about this person if they unfollow me? What about this person if, do you know what I'm saying, what they think? And you've got the blue tick, now you're thinking how to not lose the people with blue ticks in your followings or whatnot. So then I started to realize, I was like, nah, man, I'm falling into the actual trap, because what it is I kind of felt like there's loads of different things, and one of these things, or all of these things, will kind of catch you out. Do you get what I mean? So if it's not you wanting the verification, then it's the verified people that are following you, and you want to kind of keep them so that you kind of have access to their following. Or, because at the time I remember it was like, there used to be a page on Insta where it was like an activity page. So if someone clicked and liked something, it would also go to their followers. So their followers would go onto their thing and see, oh, this blue tick person has liked this person's photo, commented on this person's photo. So you're kind of like trapped into the social construct of how the actual algorithm and all of these things work, because you know what I mean, you want to grow your account, you want to do all of these things. So I realized at one stage I was just like, I'm actually like in a mental prison because of this thing, because of the way that this operates. And to elevate on this, I'm not actually posting what I really want to post. I'm not really being 100% authentically me. So I just, at one stage, I just kind of like started unfollowing, and I just started not caring about all of that stuff. And I just thought, nah, man, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this game anymore. If I want to post something, I don't care if it gets 3 likes or 3,000 likes. I don't care if the blue tick people like it or they don't like it. Do you know what I mean? And I just, as that went on, I actually started to feel like a heavy weight off of my shoulders. And I was just like, oh, it feels good now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've come on the app, or I'm coming online, and I'm just doing what I need to do. If I've got something to say because of how something makes me feel, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care. It doesn't enter my mind. But then I thought to myself, I wonder how many other people are actually stuck, and they're stuck because of the way that the fabric of society is woven. I'm making it sound like a cardigan, isn't it? It's funny. But realistically, this is the way that everything is put together. All the pieces of the puzzle are put together. So therefore, how many other people are actually stuck? Whether it's they're stuck in the likes, they're like stuck in the comments, they're stuck in the thing, they're stuck in the blue tick liking them, they're stuck where they're trying to get verified, or they're verified and they don't want to lose their blue tick, or blah 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 blah. So it's that. And then it's like, now I'm kind of like looking at things in hindsight, and I'm like, being in this entertainment industry, I remember, like, you know, like there was a few people that I kind of looked up to or whatnot, and I always kind of like used to hear people say, oh yeah, you don't want to meet people you look up to, you don't want to meet your idols in real life, because if they're, you know, dickheads in the nicest term, then it's not gonna be it's not gonna leave a good impression on you. And I remember, like, you know, in my younger days, I met a few people who I kind of like either looked up to musically or whatever it might be, maybe for their talent or just certain things. And I remember being like, wow, these people are dickheads in real life. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the most pally person. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So it's like, for me to not even like someone, that's a lot. That's saying a lot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I just think the main point I'm really trying to get across as well is just like not to be in mental prisons. And I just had to learn to separate the talent from the actual person. Do you know what I mean? Like, me personally now, I can kind of, if I like someone's singing, if I like someone's producing, if I like someone's business acumen, if I like someone's insight or whatever it might be, I'm not on a thing where I'm expecting anything if I do link them. Do you get what I mean? Because it's weird, because there's been people who I thought maybe I might not click with them, and we've linked, and I've been like, rah, man, that person's real cool. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And we've actually like got like a connection or whatnot. But then it might be people who I did think, oh, this person comes across cool, and then you meet them and it just doesn't go that way that you thought. That either they're just weird or they're awkward or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? So then I've also had the ones where you link people in Europe or UK and then they're cool, and you know what I'm saying to you, and then you're thinking, no, these people are cool, man. They might be from America or whatever, and they're cool, and then you end up in America and you link them in America, and suddenly they're moving all Hollywood. And it's like, oh, so you just wanted to be cool over on the Europe side because you know that man's plugged in over there, and you're kind of like at a disadvantage because it's not really your home turf. But as soon as you're back on your home turf, you're acting like you don't know guys and you've never seen guys before. Oh, okay, you're one of them people. You're a chameleon. And that's the other thing as well. There's enough chameleons in this game as well. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Where you'll link a person and there'll be one way, and then around another social group there'll be another way, around another social group there'll be another way. So you end up like being in this place where it's like you don't actually know the real people, because no one actually knows themselves. And this is when I started really investing into myself, where it was like, I don't actually care about people like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I need to invest in myself and find and ground myself, even though I do believe I found myself pretty early. Obviously, we're always growing, we're always developing as humans, as people, but I just definitely felt like I've always had some sort of an anchor, and I feel that's come from my father. Rest in peace, you get what I'm saying to you? But I feel like my dad was a big part of, especially with the Jamaican culture, and you know, like just the talks. And obviously my mum, I feel like my mum helped me to be like more of an empath to a certain degree. But with my dad, I felt like he was more just dropping the whole Jamaican real talk, kind of don't pally and this, and you get me, you know how yard man is, you get me. My father was a straight yard man, Spanish town, you get me. So obviously that's the household man grew up in, you see it. But yeah, it's one of them ones where people just gotta kind of like know themselves, innit? Like if I was gonna leave like a message with anyone who's listened to this video, I would say learn to develop and find yourself. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like this whole social construct and being this for this person, like, bruv, whoever's gonna like you is gonna like you, and whoever's not gonna like you is not gonna like you. Like, I even give you an experience. I go certain places and we're talking, whatnot, rapping, and people are like, oh, what's your Instagram? In my head, yeah, I'm already thinking, I'm not on this Instagram thing, I know what you dickheads are on, man. People want to do this whole thing, what's your Insta? They'll follow you, yeah, and then as soon as they out of your presence and they go home, they're unfollowing you. So what was the whole point of, oh yeah, what's your Insta? Yeah, oh yeah, we'll chat, we'll do this, we'll do that, and then that's it. A day later, they're unfollowing you. I know enough dickheads that's did this. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And the thing is, at the time, they might have been artists who maybe had a song that was like bubbling, maybe had a little million views on certain platforms, or do you get me? They was feeling themselves. They maybe got a little single deal with a little 30 grand advance, and you know what I'm saying, they're buzzing, so they may be feeling themselves. You get me? Oh, I don't want to follow this person anyway. Like, you get me? He ain't got a blue tick and rare. Nah. Do you get what I'm saying to you? You know how these people are. And then before you know it, their buzz has died anyway. Because their buzz only lasts for fucking 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. You get me? It's not a long lasting buzz. So that's another thing, man. It's like people don't know themselves. So yeah, man, it's an insight, and I think that the more grounded you can be, I feel that the happier you can be, because I'll definitely say, like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm a happier person, and it's not because I feel like I'm where I should be in life or whatnot, but I'm on my journey, but I'm actually happy because it doesn't revolve or rely on anyone else, whether it's their opinion, whether it's their backing, or whatever it might be, to bring me happiness. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And I feel like that's a place that everyone should work towards being at. Do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, a lot of people are sheep, so that's going to be a too big of a task for a lot of people to be independently happy and whatnot. Is, you know what I'm saying to you, a lot of people can't even put on an outfit without people's opinions. Do you get me? Down to the clothes they wear, the food they eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go out to a restaurant and they want to order what everyone else is ordering. You don't even have your own mind. You know what I mean? You can't even go shopping without your friends, and they don't think that the trainer looks cool, or sneaker looks good, or the vest or the t-shirt looks good, or that brand is whack, so you're not gonna buy it, even though deep down you know that you like it. But because your social group don't like it, you're not strong enough to get into it yourself. This is the world that we're living in right now. It is wild. But I've said enough for this video, I reckon, so I'm gonna leave it here. But hopefully I've encouraged some of you to kind of just, you know, make your own path, innit? Make your own path. And don't rely on celebrities, don't rely on your social group. Because I'll be honest with you, when your time has come to depart this life, yeah, you're not gonna have your friends to depart with you. And you're gonna have to really analyze, did you live the life that you wanted, or did you live the life that you thought everyone else would like you to have lived? Do you get what I mean? And some people realize this shit too late, man. So like, this is definitely a word to the wise and to the young as well. Do you get what I mean? Don't be that person that gets to 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and you've realized that your life has been nothing but just being in an entourage and doing what everyone else wants to do. Do you get what I mean? Break out from early, man. Live your own life. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of there. Peace, love, prosperity. I'm about to just pattern up, do a few things. But yeah, man, I've enjoyed tapping in with you lot, man. Yeah. All right. Love.